Rolling.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to BizDev Leaders. My name is Marty Katz, and this is my co-conspirator, Raphi Salem. And Raphi is our cameraman, our color coordinator, our color commentator.
I like that color coordinator.
He's going to be the color coordinator and color commentator. And so welcome. So glad that you're here. We know Jennifer. Jennifer is a client of mine and associate of Raphi. So this is going to be a very small group. We usually have about 10 to 15 people. So lucky you get to be the center of attention. So let me tell you why we're here today. First, I want to thank you for coming out on this cold morning. And this is called BizDev Leaders. So business development is distinct from networking. What is business development? Business development is the development of long-term relationships between organizations and individuals that lead to growth over time. And there are strategies that we can develop as business development partners so that we can develop activities that enhances both of our business. As an example, Raphi has a podcast and has invited me to be a participant, and through another group I have a similar kind of arrangement. So this helps both of our brands, both of our businesses. So that's what we do here. So this is really about growth. There's an element of networking, of course. If I know somebody for Jennifer that I think would be useful, I certainly will create an intro. That's more transactional, and business development is more transformational because it takes place over a period of time. Is that all good so far? So now we're going to have two parts to this morning. One part is the workshop, which we're going to do right now, and there's networking to follow. Actually, there's been a lot of networking, so our orders may be a little mixed up. So let me just sort of give you a little context. Who here wants their businesses to grow? Okay, good. So far, we got 100% participation. So just to give you a little context to make this clear to you, typically when you want to get business that gets referred to you or you want to develop relationships with others, you typically rely on talking about what you do and your background and your credentials and the clients you've worked for and the achievements that you've reached and your processes and procedures. That's typically what people do. You go to a lot of networking groups. Hi, I'm a lawyer. This is where I went to school. Here are the kind of practice area that I get involved in. Here are the achievements, and it goes on and on. The problem with that really is that it's very hard for people to remember that because it's a lot of stuff, and people just simply don't have the bandwidth for all of that. So I've developed this approach, which is based on my own work. I'm a marketing consultant, and it really has a different point of view. And the purpose of it is to make it easy for all of us to remember somebody else so we can think about them as we develop our own businesses and we look at opportunities for ourselves and for them and for others. So it's a different kind of approach. So far, so good. So I just invite you to just sort of step in and just try this on, see how this lands for you. It's not typically something that you would be used to. It's a different approach to business development, a different approach to self-presentation. Now, Jennifer is a client, so she has sort of a leg up. So this is largely for the two of you. Jennifer's heard all this. And Raphi is a business associate, so he knows that as well. So this is largely for the two of you. So it's really predicated on the definition of what does it take to really connect with people. And so there are three rules of marketing that I'm going to expose to you, and then we can talk about them. And so I tend to be kind of very direct, as Jennifer knows, as I've worked with her. I do that out of a passion for getting to...
When he says direct, he means harsh.
And blunt.
And blunt. And blunt.
But in a good way.
But in a good way. I can't be blunt, but in a good way. So if I'm blunt with you, don't think that I'm just stepping on your toes. I just don't want to...
My challenge to you, Marty, is to be a little warmer in your approach.
I am so far been very warm.
Okay.
I must say.
Yeah, it's warm.
And I'll continue with the same warmth. And if I fall off the wagon, Raphi will remind me. Jennifer will. So the three rules of marketing. Are you ready?
Yep.
The first one is, no one cares about You. That's pretty harsh.
It's very harsh.
It's also true. The thing is that people have their own lives and their own problems internally next to them. And they're not looking for you. They just don't care. It just doesn't matter. Now, you could take it personally and get all like weepy and stuff. That's not going to help. The fact is, people just don't care about it. No one is waking up saying, "Oh, I need to find a marketing consultant." No one's doing that. However, so no one cares about you. Second thing is, they will only remember the problem you solve. So if I tell you that I'm a lawyer, and I'm a real estate lawyer, and I tell you about all the transactions I've closed, and tell you the school that I went to, and the bar associations that I'm a member of in the U.S. You both know what that is, right? Bar association. That's illegal. Each state has its own legal oversight. And to an individual lawyer, you have to apply for and be a member of bar association in each state. So I can tell you about that stuff. I can tell you about my clients and my credentials and the court cases I've won and all that stuff. But that's not, it's hard for somebody to remember that. If I tell you, and I'm a lawyer and I work with first-time home buyers, and the problem I solve is they don't have a place to live. And I'm able to find them a place to live through my legal services so they can be families. How would that be? That's something you can remember. Do you really care what school I went to or that I went to? Bolt, or Colt? What difference does it make? That's the school they went to, Bolt. Bolt. The third thing is, they don't do the work to figure it out. They will not do the work to figure it out. That means that, if I give you all this stuff about me, that means I'm asking you to kind of step through all this and figure out what is he really talking about? How does this impact me? How can this help my business? How can this help my business friends? I as the recipient of this long list of things, you ask someone else to do the work for you. They're not going to do it. You're overwhelmed by messages. So those are 3 rules of marketing. So that really leads us. So is this clear to you too?
Yes.
Okay. So this leads us to what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the process of self-presentation. This is the work that I do. And what we're going to do in this workshop today is do the first portion of it. There's a whole series of steps that I've developed that enables you to connect with your target audience. We're only going to do the first part. And I'm going to rely on Jennifer to give me a demonstration model. So we're going to start with talking about the problem you solve, and for whom. You often will start with for whom. So this means that you two are going to get up here and actually, individual, even though you're in a business partnership with each other, you're going to talk about this, the problem that you solve and for whom. Remember, people are not interested in your solutions, your processes, your background, fascinating what it is, because they're very international, they work all over the world, it's the whole thing. So, but we want to talk about the problem you solve and for whom. So like, I'm a marketing consultant. I specialize in branding and messaging. And I work with leaders of small to mid-sized firms. The problem that they have is they don't have the sales that they want. They're not connected with their target audience. The reason is their message is not clear or memorable. This leaves them feeling frustrated. That's something that I'd say about myself. And so I mentioned nothing about myself, my background, my achievements, number of advertising agencies I work for, none of that stuff. So once I say something like that, if a prospect can resonate with that particular problem, they might say to me something like, Well, what do I do about it? Hello, welcome. Please
Hello.
join us.
Thank you.
I'm Marty.
Take off your coat, relax.
Yeah, have some coffee if you'd like. A bagel. What's your name?
Hillary.
Hillary, nice to see you.
You're on camera.
You're on camera. So anyway, that's the idea. Is that so someone might say to you, well, how do you attend to that problem? What's your strategy? What's your approach? Is that all clear?
Yeah.
So now you two are going to be doing that in front of all of us here. We're going to start with Jennifer, though. I'm going to be bold enough to ask Jennifer to step up. Because Jennifer
hasn't found guest, isn't it?
well, okay, Jennifer, we have to assure Jennifer, no matter what she says, it's okay. And we all start with, my name is, and I'm the founder of,
My name is Jennifer Mirsky. I'm the founder of Mirsky Digital. I work with individuals and business leaders who are responsible for growth. The problem is that they're not getting the results they want. People don't know who they are, and their audience is not connected and engaging with them. Their content does not represent them powerfully, and that leaves them feeling stuck.
Very different from the first time she did that.
Right?
That's
And I have
the
to reverse the order at the end.
yeah, that's good. But I mean, perfect. I mean, your energy level was kind of low. But, right, but you need to you boost the energy, but
Yeah.
that's the thing. So see do you know what she does?
It's not a quiz.
No, it's not a quiz. I'm just saying, you know
There's
what
no
she-
right answer.
That's all right.
She's a content
Consulting.
developer. She's a content developer. So what you want to start off by saying is, I'm a content developer.
Yes.
So that
I guess I
you
left
drop
out
that
that
out.
crucial.
Yeah, so drop that out. I don't want to be harsh.
Buried the lead.
I want to be harsh, but yes, she buried the lead. So let's do it again so they can see. I want to hear the whole thing.
Rewind the video too.
No, it's too late to rewind. Go.
Jennifer Mirsky. I'm the founder of Mirsky Digital, and I'm a content creator. I work with individuals and business leaders who are responsible for growth. The problem is that they're not getting the results they want. People don't know who they are, and the audience is not engaged with them. And this leaves them feeling stuck. And this is because their content is not representing them powerfully. So that's right.
So you see, that was all about. So yeah. So now you get it. She left out the key piece, and I didn't want to criticize her too much.
Thank you, Marty, for being warm
It's very
today.
warm and fuzzy.
But you get it. And she didn't talk about herself. She didn't talk about the fact that she went to Dalton and Yale, and that she worked for Vanity Fair.
Vogue.
Every major
Mademoiselle.
media company except for Condé Nast.
Okay, so she didn't talk about that because why? You don't care about that. Not initially. Eventually, when you have a conversation with her, she will expose that, of course, as part of her credentials. But to get your interest, she talks about what's important to you, not her.
She's a genius formula, if I do say so.
Thank you so much.
Am I dismissed?
So far, yes. Now, who would be next to step up with courage? One of you two. And you both have to do it, by the way, because each of you will be in a position where you're going to be talking about it. By the way, this is a strategy that will live both online and off. You're going to put this in all of your emails, your website, your lead magnets, your drip email campaign, your blogs, all that stuff, as well as in-person meetings.
Lots of pressure.
Good morning. I'm Ellen, and I'm co-founder of Point Global Marketing. We are helping emerging businesses to position themselves, especially in the digital marketing area, as it's nowadays more and more complicated to convince potential customers or to differentiate from different brands. So we help emerging businesses to position themselves stronger online and to find new clients.
Comments before I jump in?
My comment is, go easy, Marty. Go easy.
Jennifer.
It was clear, and it's true. The things that it's become a complicated landscape. So,
What does she do,
what
though?
was good though is that you said the value, like to get more leads for people. So that was a good value that was communicated. What does she do? She lost me somewhere in the digital market.
I didn't get it either. Hillary, you just sort of stepped in. What do
Yeah.
you think? What does she do?
Helps businesses brand themselves to,
Okay.
she said, position themselves. So
Right, like helps emerging businesses market themselves online.
Mhm.
But do you help the businesses directly? With that?
We do the social media strategy for them, but as well our branding aspects, it's very broad, the field, I would say.
Raphi, would you care to comment before I zoom in?
Yeah. So what's the number one rule? So I'm gonna channel Marty. What's the number one rule of marketing? Without turning around, what's the number one rule of marketing?
Nobody cares about you.
Correct.
Nobody cares about you.
Yeah.
So in your 60 seconds that you did okay for the first time,
Yeah.
you talked about yourself. Nobody cares about you. They care about their own problems.
Yeah.
So it's really important that you strongly tell people what the tell people what their problem is,
Yeah.
because they know what their problem is, and then they resonate with you, and then you could tell what you could do for them, but not before. So that's my take on it.
Right. So, because I didn't get it, I don't really understand what you do.
Yeah.
This makes it easy for you because you can sort of learn from
And by the way, that first try was so much better than my first try.
Oh yeah.
True.
Just to
That is true.
Set the bar here, yeah.
So the first thing is we need to identify what it is that you do, which I don't really understand. Are you a digital marketing agency? You have to make it clear, and without any descriptors. So I'm a lawyer. He's a real estate broker. She's a banker. It has to be very clear. And then we have to talk about the problem that you solve. And you need to talk about their problem and not the services that you provide to your solutions. It's way too early to talk about your solutions. Try it again. So far, that was pretty good, being warm.
Marty, I'm so proud of you today.
Okay. Good.
I'm shepping nachas, as we say.
Okay. Never mind.
You
Go
love
on.
it when I say Yiddish. You love it.
Come on.
Okay, yeah, I just needed to think first. Okay, I'm Ellen. I am the co-founder of Point Global Marketing. Emerging businesses find it more and more
No,
complicated.
now I'm going to jump in. Now I'm going to jump. Now I've done that nice thing.
Very good. Very proud.
What is it you do? I'm a founder of a digital marketing agency. Be very clear and very specific. Remember, she said she is a content creator. I am a marketing consultant specializing in branding. We'll get to you, right?
So digital marketing agency.
You're a digital marketing agency. Oh, it's an issue. It's an issue.
It's not an issue, but it's like online and offline marketing.
So you're not a digital marketing agency.
Not only, no.
Are you an advertising agency?
Yeah, I think that was closer.
Well, the thing is, that, it's kind of binary.
Uh-huh.
It's binary. It's either yes or no, black or white, because if I'm a marketing consultant, I'm not also an accountant. I can't say, well, I'm a marketer, I'm also an accountant. You don't want me close to spreadsheets anyway. So we need very specific and very direct. So what is it?
Advertising agency.
Advertising agency.
Yeah.
So you're an ad agency. Is that true? So I didn't think so. So for the purposes of this workshop, we're going to go with that. When you get up, then you can say your piece. You can do it differently. So let's just say that you're an advertising agency, because that's what we are. That's where you believe what you do.
Marketing and branding.
So you're a marketing and branding agency.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine too. So hi, my name is Ellen. I'm the founder of Point Global Marketing. We're a branding and marketing agency. Go on.
Okay.
What is the problem you solve for? Let's start with the form. Who do you work with? We work with.
We work with emerging businesses.
Hang on. Now, like I say, I'm going to be jumping in. I did that whole nice thing. Businesses don't make decisions. They don't make any recommendations. There are, what did Jennifer say? Leaders of, executives of, because people make decisions.
So I'm working with leaders of emerging businesses
Okay, and what is the problem that they have?
to position themselves in the online and offline market.
That's a solution. I told you it was going to be tough. That's a solution. What is their problem?
To differentiate themselves from other brands online and offline.
That's a solution, but it's warmer. How does it show up for them? It is. It's. How does it show up for them?
Not having clients, not connecting with the audience in the right way.
I would say, if you're a brand and marketing agency and you work with leaders of emerging companies, that the problem that they have is people don't know who they are. It's just a lack of knowledge. People don't know what they do. There's a lack of this. People don't know who they are or what they do. And why is that? Not really question.
As they are having problems to position themselves.
That's a solution also.
They lack knowledge
Warmer.
to position themselves.
Well, I would just say
Well,
the
they have
reason
a lot
that
of competition, right? Like I think what you're saying is there are so many people that do what they do. Why should someone go to them?
well, I
How
would
do you
say
break through.
yeah. Well, that's symptomatic of what I think of the problem. The reason for the problem of not having awareness is they don't have a strategy.
They don't have a strategy for connecting with their
Correct.
target audiences.
Correct. That's it exactly. They don't have a strategy to connect with their target audience. And how does that leave them feeling?
How's what?
How does that leave them feeling?
Frustrated.
Anxious.
Yeah.
How does all that sound?
Good.
Did you talk about yourself?
No.
Are you going to talk about yourself?
Maybe that.
That's the right answer. Maybe that is the correct answer. See, because you've not talked about solutions, because I'm not interested in solutions. No one, I'm starting this new company. Nobody knows who I am. They don't know what I do, and I'm really frustrated. I'm anxious about how am I going to lead my company. That's what's important to me. So then I may say to you, well, Ellen, how do you handle that? How do you fix that? Then you know you have an ear. Then you go into a whole bunch of other stuff that we're not going to do today, which is the work that I do. So why don't you take it from the top? My name is.
My name is Ellen, and I'm co-founder of Point Global Marketing, who is a marketing and branding firm. We are working with leaders of emerging businesses who have difficulties to position themselves.
No, that's the solution. Positioning is a solution to the problem. I'm not thinking about positioning myself. What am I thinking about? What's vital
who
to
don't
me?
have a clear strategy of positioning themselves.
No, the thing is they don't have a strategy to connect with their target audience. It's that simple. They don't have a strategy because they're thinking, how can I connect with my target audience? Well, I can't really do that. I don't have a strategy. It's like if I need to file my taxes, I don't have a strategy to do that, so I hire an accountant who has a strategy. It's just the same thing for you.
So we're lacking a strategy of connecting with the target audience.
Yeah. And how does that leave them feeling?
Frustrated and anxious.
The reason that you want to add that is that because people make decisions, 80% of decisions are based on emotion, 20% on rationality. Even in the most highly technical sales, that's true. So you want to get people to identify with you viscerally. Oh yeah, I can identify with that. It's not like going to a shrink, but you want people to have some kind of a connection with you emotionally. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so who's next?
You
You could use it a different way. I mean, you do whatever way you want. Ultimately,
Thank you, sir.
Ultimately you'll be unified. But let's go for now.
Okay. My name is Javed Nixon. I'm an international marketing consultant. I specifically work with emerging businesses that have a problem of defining markets that they want to enter. So we specifically address market entry strategies for those clients, specifically when they're moving into new markets.
That's it. Okay. Please respond.
So what I find is that when Marty puts, I'm gonna show off a little bit. When show off my ball pen. When Marty gets into this program, people get up here and they're nervous and they're anxious because they're under the hot lights. And they're like, oh, what else? What else? Am I doing it all correctly? And there's always this silent pause saying, did I do it right? And we all want Marty's approval. We all want Marty's
That's
approval.
ridiculous.
So what I find is that you need to coach people beforehand, not to be nervous.
I already did that.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so you were great. I would say your first half was great. You addressed everything, and then you jumped into a solution. So that's.
So I think, first of all,
And I didn't understand what it meant.
I didn't either. I didn't understand either. Okay. It was totally different than what you said. Now, presumably you work for the same company. So, are you a co-founder?
I founded the company.
You are the founder.
Yes.
So you can say I'm the founder of Global Marketing. What is it?
Point Global Marketing.
Point Global Marketing, and identify who you are. Now, we found out from you that you're a marketing and branding agency. Now, you don't want to really talk about yourself, as you said, I'm an international something or other, but I forget what you said.
That's what I do. I do
Well-
international marketing strategies.
I know, but that's your solution, remember?
Okay.
We're not in, no. Only present what you, and only the problem solve.
You said you were a marketing consultant.
But that's an identification. That's to identify myself.
The only distinction between what I said and what you said was the international part.
Yes, but I mean, you're in partnership with this lady over here.
Yeah, but we have different roles.
I know, but no, it's not about your roles, it's about what the company does. It's not about your role.
The-
What does
so-
the company do?
We have 3 subsidiaries. We have 3 different businesses basically. I'm based in Jamaica. So what we do in Jamaica is a little bit different from what we're doing in the US market. Hence, the positioning is a little different.
Right, but, Coke is a brand of soft drinks.
Yes.
It owns Fanta and all the rest. But Coke only has one brand. Nike only has one brand. Nike is about performance. That's what their brand is based on.
Sure.
So they're not telling you what they do in Asia, what they do in Africa, and about their children's line, and about their men's line, and about their extreme sports. That's a great big list.
Sure.
So it's not about your role. I want to sort of distinguish between your role, because I'm a marketing consultant, that is what I do.
Sure.
So if you would say that you are a branding and marketing agency or a branding and marketing company, that is really what we need here. Your role is not important. Your role about what you do, like if I had 3 people work, like Carla used to work for me, and so she was my art director. So I mean that's her role. But the company has its brand, its message.
So I'm gonna push back a little bit
Go ahead.
because my role is being CEO of Point Global.
Oh, that's
what
fine.
What I do is work on international marketing strategies.
I know.
That's what I do.
I
My
know,
role
but-
is CEO of Point Global.
But it's not about what you do.
So I haven't said what I do. I spoke about my role.
Your role's also, I don't care what your role is. Does it really matter to me about what your role is? Why is that important to me as a prospect?
But I didn't mention what my role is.
You did. You said I'm an international marketing something or other.
That's what I do.
What does the company do? This is like who's on first.
Yeah.
What does the let's have a conversation. It does not
Sure.
mention you at all. Nothing about you at all. What does the company do? What does the company?
Point Global works on marketing and branding strategies.
Okay, good. So Point Global is a company that is a marketing and branding agency or company or firm.
Right.
Go on. And what is the problem you solve for who?
We work on, the problem I solve is small businesses oftentimes have difficulty defining a strategy when moving to a new market.
Right, so that's a solution. What is their problem? In their eyes, in other words, this is a chance for you to be.
Their problem is acquiring new customers in a new market.
Okay, good. So I work with, let's say, leaders of emerging companies. The problem that they have is getting sales from new markets,
Yes.
right? And why do they have that problem?
Usually because there's a lack of knowledge of a new market.
Yes, and that's because they what?